Hello, wrestling fans. This is DJ Magic J with the Hip Hop Original Scandoos and Honorees Mega Power Mr. Say in the Rascal
Saya,
building.
sorry.
Saya in the Rascal building. And we also got Grant Body, Blood Clot, Big Mike P inside the building, all the way
Oi,
from
oi.
the relegated city of Wolverhampton.
Relegate them.
Wow.
Relegate them.
Cold-blooded, man. So let's kick this off,
But
man. We're
yeah,
going to do a review of
yes, sir.
WrestleMania 42 and with our guest, Grant Body P in the building. Grant Body,
And
you can
hopefully we're
join
gonna
us.
have some more guests. Hopefully we're gonna have some
Yes,
more guests popping in as well.
if the link works, because there's been complications. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not linking.
it's not doing link things, man. Grant Body P, would you join us in the Mega Power Handshake as we kick this one off? Get it in through the screen.
Yeah.
Good,
I'm,
buddy.
I'm shaking both of you, man. They get
Both
me.
hands,
Hey.
all
Oh,
three,
fuck yeah.
octopus style. Wicked. All right, man. So what's stuff? Let's get right up in this, man. The first match, obviously, to kick it all off was the Celebrity six-man YouTuber tag team situation. Magic J, what is your thoughts on that match?
It was all right. Do you know what it is? Yeah, do you know what it is? I completely forgot about the first flipping match, because I wasn't even really indulged in it like that. I was more indulged in the other matches, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Like they done what they had to do. They brought out people who shouldn't be there, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? I wasn't ready. I don't know. Who was in that match again? I forgot. See, that's like, I forgot. I wasn't bothered. I wasn't
This is
really
where you
bothered.
get the top wrestling journalism right here. Evidence,
Yes, because
stat
we just
sheets,
don't give a
research,
fu
all of
because we
that.
don't give a fuck. Like who was in that match? Please tell
I
me.
do.
Go
I
on,
do. I can
Sai,
tell you was in
let
that
them know
fucking
who's
match.
in the match.
Okay, let me tell you who's in the match.
All right, so it was the Bloodline, which is Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso and LA
Oh yeah,
Knight,
oh yeah. You got what's the YouTubers, isn't it? See, I wasn't
and
bothered.
against the
Yeah.
Vision, which is Austin Theory, Logan Paul, and Speed. Continue.
I think every year it's us. We get overgassed by WrestleMania, man. We get overgassed and we forget what WrestleMania is. Bro, you go back to the first probably 10 WrestleManias, man, and it was like pedestrian paced, celebrities doing their thing, like random celebrities. At least the celebrities we get these days are kind of semi-relevant to what, what I mean, have some sort of knowledge. Bro, there's been times where we've had celebrities at WrestleMania and you could tell they never watched the product. Didn't even know they just came for a paycheck. So at least you got people like I Show Speed, bro, that at least tried to learn the thing. You know what I mean? Learn how to do a dive off the top turnbuckle. You know what I mean? Outside through a
Yeah.
table, which, like, let's be honest, there's people out there on the indie scenes that have been doing the craft for like 10 years and they wouldn't even try and do that. So in that
Mm.
respect, I gotta give him his props, man.
True.
But yeah, it was a nothing
Indeed, man.
burger, man.
So if
He
that's the
got his
case, then you
highlights.
might as well give Paul his props because he's a YouTube sensation that's now in
So
pro wrestling.
listen.
That
All
means
I'm trying to
this my
say
man say,
is
yo,
this:
come
it's
out of my business.
easy.
Come out of my
Sit at
business.
home with your burger and fries and your 22 stone pot belly and be like, oh, it's so easy to do that. But bro, when you get in the ring and take a bump and feel your life flash through your eyes and think that it's an easy thing to do it on live TV, ESP, you know what I mean? Millions around the world watching, and you get one
Yeah.
take, yeah?
Yeah.
My man, that could have went horribly wrong. So the fact that he actually did it, bro, props to I Show Speed, man. I ain't got no criticisms for these guys. Him, Bad Bunny, any of these guys that want to try the thing, because it ain't easy. So yeah, maximum respect, man. But yeah, the match was a nothing burger, bro. Who's next?
Can I comment now? Because
Go
I
for it.
disagree with a lot of shit you just said. I'm going to be very honest with you.
Go for it, bro.
All right. I think it's very, very interesting how we're just talking about the commendations of celebrities getting into matches and being ring worthy, which is all applaudable. But none of you talked about the fucking match, and I think that's important.
I did.
No one
I said
gave
the
a
match
shit
itself
about the
was a
match.
nothing burger.
Hold on. Yeah, nothing burger. So if anyone's okay with just nothing burgers because of celebrity participations, now granted, Speed's clip of doing that move, it is extraordinary, but it's also going to be more viewed than some of the biggest wrestling spots that have ever happened in our generation. That clip in just a week has been viewed more than Hulk Hogan slamming Andre, fucking HBK coming down on a WrestleMania entrance. And that's the world we live in. And I do think we should criticize an overindulgent involvement of celebrities, because if we don't, we're always going to get a night one main event like we got. So in regarding to this match, I think this match did what it had to do. But you can tell the build was rushed. You can tell even from the night after Mania that they literally pressed pause on the Usos combining back with Roman, because Usos, we got to do this speed match. We got to do this Logan match. We need the sponsorship. We need the views. It's going to take us to a whole nother level. So it has been at the sake of storytelling. If you leave storytelling out, if you just sort of like do a Big Show versus Floyd Mayweather fight, even though that was a bit shit, but if you're not,
I disagree with that.
if you're not disrupting story, I'm okay with it. I understand it. I don't think it's just 25 stone overweight people pissed off, because I ain't 25 stone. I'm an athlete and I can fight, bro. So it's not just that. As long as it doesn't compensate a Cody Rhodes Randy Orton main event, and as long as it doesn't disrupt a bloodline storyline that they were telling, which is probably better because we got a clean finish out of it and one of the best WrestleMania main events, in my opinion. But that's the issue. The match, again, I expected to see Speed. Didn't I predict it? Rewind the clip. Didn't I say Speed would align with blah, blah? And then probably, I didn't say he would do a big spot, but I was expecting a showcasing big spot from Speed. And also, I've got to start looking in the camera. Sorry, audience. Magic.
I thought you were looking into the sky.
No, I'm looking at my monitor.
The stars,
I'm looking at
the
my
galaxies.
monitor.
I'm a warrior, bro.
But Magic, you're wrong.
Yes,
I guarantee you Speed will be at SummerSlam. And I'll put money on it right now. You know what I mean? I don't know how much money you got, but I'll put a bill on it right here.
Boy,
Speed will be at SummerSlam. You will. You want to put money?
yeah, I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back. From him, he went to the Rumble last year and he got caught by Bron Breakker the way he did. He actually did say at that point, after that, he did say, I'm done. I'm not coming back to the WWE. What does he do? He came back. Not only did he come back, he came back to big WrestleMania. So, yeah, he'll be back.
And can I just say, that Royal Rumble spot, perfect celebrity spot. Then, who suffered? Was it Tozawa? Oh, no.
Someone like that, yeah.
So that is perfect. Didn't disrupt anything. Speed came out, thought it was fantastic. Bron Breakker did that classic spear. And I know he said he wasn't going to come back, but I think he was just selling the spear. He was just selling
I
the
love
spear.
that it went down as well. I love that it went down. Man had his arm up in the wall, chatting up Stephanie. And Stephanie was like, yeah. Triple H was right there, you know. Triple H clocked it. Yo, Speed, you're in the Rumble. Let's go. It'll be up.
Man, listen.
Just stay it. Just watch the match from the front.
You know what,
row,
right? We're moving into the era of wrestling fans versus TKO, bro. And like they've already come out and they've already said, oh, this is the most profitable WrestleMania of all times. We've had like 33 sponsors involved this year. Bro, these people don't care about the wrestling, bro. They're just looking at the numbers. And you know, that's why these matches were so short. It was absolutely ridiculous, bro. It's almost like to the point of mocking. Like it felt like that, bro. There was like, yeah, you wrestling fans have your 5-minute match, yeah, so we can show our ads and our Hulk Hogan documentary.
Well, maybe,
maybe.
Because it sounds like it's moving into
Magic. 1 second, not to cut you, yeah. But does that mean we accept it because it is what it is? Because I think.
No, the people will
What kind of world would we live in if we just accepted that kind of shit? How much of we would have progressed music, art, if we just said, cool, let corporations take it over? We gotta call it out. Call it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone's gonna try and play our part, but why? Y'all know you already know already. Money talks, bullshit walks. You know what I mean?
But you know what, right? This is where we may have to move on because it's gonna get depressing. Like if you look at where the Super Bowl is right now, I don't know if any of you lot watched the Super Bowl this year. Like that's telling you where WWE is going in the next 5 years. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
WrestleMania
I
literally,
agree with that point.
literally.
All right, let's move to Jacob
Match two.
Fatu versus Drew McIntyre, unsanctioned match. This got a bit more time. I actually don't have the time for this one. I mean the prior match, but this one I think it got 15 minutes, you know. I'm not too sure. I should have the time
something along
matches in
them.
front of me. But um what do you lot think in terms of this build, how it was presented and how it was executed and in the framings of an unsanctioned match?
Go on, buddy. You wanna go for it?
All right, then I'll go first. The build up was unsanctioned. The
Mhm.
match was not, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's true, man. I've seen on some unsanctioned matches in my time. Perfect example was Triple H versus Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam in 2002. That was unsanctioned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's been some other matches of that magnitude, but this was tame in comparison. And knowing that it was, it was Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, who we know they could go. They know they can hit hard and everything. They know they can bring it with all the weapons and all of that. You know what I mean? Keep in mind they had 15 minutes, but still, I was disappointed because there was, in my opinion, there was other matches on the WrestleMania card this year that, in my mind, felt more unsanctioned than that match right there. You know,
Yeah.
that's what that was.
Mm.
I was disappointed. Maybe was it because it was the first hour of the show, the whole ESPN, because
Yeah.
they want to give a certain a certain degree, but at the same time, it's like the idea is to entice people to get the ESPN app. Obviously, we haven't got to worry about that because we watch it on Netflix. But those in America, it's for them to be enticed to get the app if they haven't got it already.
But look at the difference with night two and that ESPN hour and this ESPN hour. If you were a night two ESPN hour, you would have I can imagine you wanting to join in the whole show. But this one, I don't think it had the same appeal. So I mean,
Yeah.
Nah, nah. Unsanctioned, nah, it didn't do it for me, man. Didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
do you want me to quickly go in
Yeah, go for
response?
it, man. Do your thing.
I don't have too much to say for this match. I think I was pretty clear on the predictions that it just felt like the same feud between Damien and Drew, and they just copy and pasted Jacob and Drew because Damien cashed in and costed Drew the title in some way. Jacob interrupted the Cody match and cost Drew the title in some way. So it was almost the exact same thing. But I think the Damien match was exactly the same match, and they had an incredible spot where he did a claymore in the chair while his head was like lodged in the turnbuckle.
Mhm.
But it was framed as a street fight, so I think we expected a street fight, and we were just pleasantly surprised it was a play by numbers match. When you call something unsanctioned and you bash someone in the head with a wrench and he's not bleeding or your phone, just because you're saving for blood in the main event, like wrestling fans can see through it. Casual fans, I believe, can see through it. I think the understanding of unsanctioned or violent matches with casual fans, they probably refer back to the Attitude Era. So you're obviously like building up their expectation to something that doesn't really hit. Um,
Mm,
it's a lot that I don't think the wrestlers did anything wrong. If this match happened on Raw, you know how no DQ matches go now. They're just the only real like sign of beauty I saw from no DQs or full counts anywhere returning was like the feuds Bronson Reed had with Braun Strowman, or that time in 2024 when CM Punk and Drew revitalized Hell in a Cell. These are small spells where I see unsanctioned and violence coming back into wrestling where they don't need to follow the AEW narrative.
Yeah.
But that's all I got to say. I can't blame the wrestlers. It just and the build was a bit boring because it was copy and paste. So hats off to the wrestlers, but it didn't hit because of those reasons for me.
And you know what? I agree with you on that because when I watched it, like I was like to myself, okay, then I even what Grandbody P said that when I used to see unsanctioned matches, they
Mm.
are not just staying in the ring or around the ring, they are going out backstage. You know what I mean? To gorilla position. They're going to the back car park. They're going outside. They're going to the parts where the fans will buy their drinks and the burgers and stuff like that. You know, that would have been more exciting to me. And but when I saw how it was, and then, you know, my man's brethren coming with the mobile phone business. I'm like, oh, okay, this is totally a copy and paste. Like, okay,
Yeah,
why are you doing this again? We seen this last year. Yeah, why are you doing it this year? What are you gonna do it again next year? You know what I'm saying? So I could have saw more violence, you know what I mean?
yeah.
More around the ring, more around the whole stadium, but it wasn't like that. I wanted to see them climbing up on the signage, the signage and dropping down or getting choke slam or power bomb
Yeah.
through a car. You know what I'm saying? I
That
never
that
saw that.
that's a good point. Like, shit, I forgot what your point was. I was about to respond to it, but it was
No, but about basically seeing them more in the ruthless aggression type of state of
yeah, no,
yeah.
what you said about the structure, the AI structure, whatever that structure is they use now, they just use like
Yeah, yeah,
screens
yeah,
in it.
yeah, yeah.
But if it didn't really necessarily had to live up to a 2002 Shawn versus Triple H SummerSlam, they do this all the time in on Raw. They'll have a mild no DQ match with kendo sticks, and then they'll do a big spot at the end. Damien will choke slam or powerbomb Finn off that stage setting, or
Yeah.
Drew will knock off Cody and Jacob at Saturdays. They could have just done that, but then a big spot at the end, and a lot of people might have given it a bit more allowances, even if it did the same match. Just a big spot at the end. That's a good point.
Right. All right. So this is my view on it. I feel like they got the type of match wrong for this, man. You know, you can't because they've kind of diminished what unsanctioned means. Like basically in
Mm.
AEW it means this, in WWE it means that. And it's like they've kind of killed the concept, man. You know, and I think they could have been more creative and could have just went with a basic no DQ match. You know,
All
and yeah,
standard.
because it's like the PG version, you know? So we overhyped it. And I can tell from all our predictions, even to the point where I even said, oh man, they could have copied Roddy Piper and Goldust and fought for the whole pay-per-view. We had all these creative ideas, and literally it wasn't that. Like it wasn't even anywhere near what we predicted, you know? And I felt bad for him because I was like, damn, they kind of painted you lot into a corner really, and they couldn't even give you enough creativity. The match producers couldn't even do something that would make you be like, you know, the most creative
If
part is the ongoing thing with his mobile phone where he sends a tweet out. That's probably about it. But yeah,
Yeah,
go
that's
on,
I,
Sam.
true.
I still love that spot, by the way.
Yeah,
But
that's
just
what the
just on the
best part of
comment
the
about
match.
the review that you made like last time, because I think I mentioned the same thing. Like, why can't they just fight all over the arena and walk it through the night? And this is where I will mention ads because they can't. They weren't allowed to. They couldn't have any space. This is the first. Well, I don't know. I am used to WrestleManias where we get funny backstage segments, where we
Yeah.
have wrestling interviews, where we have reactions after the match. I mean,
Mm.
all of that time that you could have done and I actually go against the idea that we both came up with them fighting all over the arena. I kind of happy it was just there, but they can't do it because Cone Zone and Snickers, and that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, I think we felt the restrictions, man, and maybe they next year should give us options like either you watch the adverts or you see what we get on Netflix. Like in America, they don't get that; they just see adverts, and we see like extra segments and ongoing matches like throughout the commercial break. So maybe they could have
Yeah.
done something like that, for the real hardcore mania heads. And maybe that's what you get on WWE Club, which they're trying to promote at the moment.
I think you'll just get the down, down, down. You know that music.
Well, you
Because
know what?
even on YouTube on the kickoff show, on the kickoff, I pay for the premium YouTube, where I have no ads. I'm seeing a fucking ad on my YouTube with the do do
Give me back
do.
my money.
No,
That's
let me tell you something, right? I'd rather
Damn.
hear the ding, ding, ding than that Hulk Hogan shit every time. Yeah, Ernest Bond, I literally seen the whole documentary. I know what happened. He basically opened WrestleMania 9. I know. He called his daughters man and I know. He turned heel and bloody what you call it. I know at passionate beat or whatever it was. I know.
I don't think that first part's in the doc, bro. I don't.
Oh yeah,
You know what, right? A
he's
quick
sleeping with
side
people's
note, because I
wives.
actually watched the documentary. I watched all 4 parts, man. Me and my
Oh,
son
cool.
did watch it. And I'll
Wow,
say this. I'll
got
say this.
time.
Hulk Hogan, this isn't just my opinion. The wrestler, legend. Terry Boella, piece of shit. Like, and you gotta
Right,
separate the two. Like, if you decide to separate the two.
This Hulk
The hands
right.
Hogan,
on up.
though, politicked a lot of spots for himself, refused to drop the
Yeah.
belt to a lot of deserving people, and also controlled creative control in WCW and caused that fucking weird Vince Russo. So he's not perfect as a wrestler as
He's
well.
not
I'm just
perfect, but you know what? On the other side of that, and it's something they don't always show. Like before
yeah.
John Cena was doing his Make a Wish stuff, Hogan did a lot of that stuff. Literally
Yeah,
up
yeah,
until the
yeah.
day he died, he was still doing stuff like that. He had like disabled kids coming around, and he was like, you know, being like a highlight in their lives, man. So a lot of these wrestlers, even though they don't openly show it, do a lot of really good charity work with like
Even with that
disabled
little
Can I
kid,
can I
remember
also say
and
that
adults.
that most government and political parties do a lot of charity work too. It doesn't diffuse what their policies are and what they fucking do, right? So
Uh-oh.
I'm
Oh.
not saying that is his intention, but we can't just look at someone doing that because it is promo, it is rollout, it is the PR team shaping someone into a beautiful commodity for people to employ and wrestle. So just because you're doing charity work, it doesn't pass on from people like me because there's a lot of people that can do charity work by just touching their phone and still
Not
continue to exploit
everybody
different
can,
regimes.
bro. Not everybody can. Not everybody's got it in them to sit down for hours and be, genuinely friendly and nice to children. Not everybody can do that shit. Like, not everybody can be a school teacher. Not everybody's just built like that. So
I'm not taking away, but I'm saying some people will be more capable if they incentivize for $1 million checks because it wasn't just doing that. That led to this, to that, to this. It all adds up. It's part of your contract to show up to these venues and support young people and support people who are ill. And I think it should be, whether you like it or not. So if you perform, great. But it doesn't tell me your character. It doesn't tell me why you're doing it because you are still contractually obligated. I think that should be said. I'm not taking away from what you're
No,
saying.
I hear you, I hear you. But
And
the
I'm
best
not
highlight
saying
is that,
Hulk Hogan didn't do it for the right reasons, but that we
yeah,
have to look at it as a whole picture as
of
well.
but the
course,
That's
best
and I hear
highlight is
fine.
you.
that
And
little kid though.
both things can be right at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Let's
What I
leave it
love
there.
about Hulk Hogan though is that little kid always used to come into his store in Miami and used to copy Hulk Hogan
Yeah,
pictures and stuff. That was one of my best
that
highlights
video. That
of
was hilarious.
interaction with him and children. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because
kids
them
loved
two
him,
end
man.
up becoming like that.
Okay, cool. Let's do one. Let's do another match. What came after the unsanctioned match?
We had, I believe we had, if I'm not too confused, didn't we have the fatal four-way women's championship
Correct.
match? Did
Yep,
that
take that.
open? Yeah, so
Um,
the Irresistible Forces, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, Bailey and um
Lyra.
Lyra, Valkyria.
Lyra Valkyria. Sorry, I always
Yeah,
get the first name kind of confused with the first part of a second name. And then the
Bella
Bella twins, but
Twin,
not really the Bella twins.
Nikki Bella and Paige. Now,
Scan, why
Oh,
don't you
Nikki
kick us
Bella
off on
and
that
Paige.
one?
yeah,
Nikki Bella.
yeah, and I know on their recent podcast they were pissed because somebody leaked to the media that Paige was replacing Nikki Bella. Because even
I
at
did
the
know.
what's it called? The Hall of Fame ceremony the night before, they were still trying to say, nah. Nikki Bella's still going to be performing tomorrow, even if though she's standing there in a walking boot. So, like, I think in a way, I don't know if you lot heard that rumor, but that kind of spoiled the surprise for me. I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah, no, that
Yeah,
definitely spoilt it. They
yeah.
announced the day before that
yeah,
Paige has re-signed, and that literally told me she's going to be at WrestleMania. And
yeah,
then if you know how wrestling works,
but see, that's
go
the
on.
problem, man. Sometimes all of this,
Mm.
like, mark journalism or whatever, these people that want to get the backstage scoop all the time, it does take that's an example of them taking away what would have been a genuine surprise. So a lot of those people
Yeah.
that are just not on the internet at all, like, and you could tell from the reaction in the arena, she genuinely got the biggest pop of the night because people were genuinely happy to see Paige come back to WWE. So
Oh, yeah, of course.
what was that?
I
Of
was.
course.
You wasn't.
I put in the group straight away. Paige versus Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam, or I'm fighting everyone in Gorilla. All of you, man, you do that match
Whoa!
or see what happens, bro. You understand me?
Whoa!
Yeah, I just said it. Paige. I knew it would be Paige. Gabby, she does look extra skinny now, like, you know what I mean? But she doesn't look like the same Paige that I seen her in when she left. You get me? But I want to know, they're not gonna keep that belt for long. I'm just keeping it real.
Nah.
Because
What
because
did you?
that Bella twin, yeah, that one Bella twin is gonna they're gonna go to have a match and they're gonna lose it. Yeah, and I don't know if they might lose it to the Kabuki Warriors, Gavin. They're going through their little issues right now, but they might even lose it back to Lash Legend and Nia Jax. You get
Okay,
what I'm saying?
but what did we think of the actual match though? What was the match saying? So
Just waited for Paige's hot tag, so nothing inspiring. And I don't
Yeah,
know if you caught Bailey. I don't know if
Mm,
she did walk off frustrated openly by purpose, but I think Bailey and Lyra were supposed to win. I do think that was supposed to happen. And then this swerve with Paige being added to it, they wanted Paige to have the WrestleMania moment. But it was a play by numbers, nothing special match. The best thing about it was Paige's return. But they've done so many actually good tornado tags or triple threat tag matches with the women's in the last 6 months. I know it's dipped in out with storyline. I'm just a bit confused. I mean, they didn't have time. It's not the women's fault again. If they had an extra 7-8 minutes and they could fill out a few more spots between who and whoever, maybe tell a story between Alexa and Charlotte, which would never happen really. Um, then the finish and the hot tag to Paige wouldn't been so insulting, but it just didn't get enough time. That's what I thought of the match.
cool. Grant Buddy.
yeah. So the whole Page situation that leaked. I mean, okay, straight off, I'm not really a Page fan to begin with. You know what I mean? Like even way before that, and I heard the news like everybody else, so I was like, okay. So when Ichi came out, it was no surprise to me. That's the part where I'm supposed to mark that out and be like, oh snap, Paige, yo. Paige comes out, I was like, okay. I was like, okay, cool.
She
But a
also
part
felt
of me
like a
was
bigger
still
star.
hoping.
No, I'm just saying she felt like a bigger star when she debuted in WWE compared to AEW. Just felt like she fitted in that arena with that music and what she was wearing.
She got her pop. It should never pop for it didn't pop for me. I was just sitting there like, you know what I mean. But anyway, still, even with that, I thought the Irresistible Forces were still going to hold down the titles, and the reason for that was when they came out. Now they changed their graphic. They paid homage to the Demolition.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think they might have changed their music as well. So here's me thinking, okay, the Irresistible Forces, they're going to be dominating still for a minute, man. You know what I mean? And because of the whole Page situation, if the lost, I didn't see the Irresistible Forces losing, even with that. I really didn't. But yeah, the match was passable. I can't see myself going back to that match and like to run it back. Maybe I would have been, maybe I would have run it back if the Irresistible Forces won. But
Yeah.
but nah. I was like, it's all about Paige. And then on top, Nikki used her crutch and sorry, girls. I love watching the women fight, man. I mean, love watching the women, but nah. Sorry.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it went great and it didn't go long, man. So I don't know if there's anything you want to say about that Magic, or should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's move on, man. I said what I had to say in between from this.
Cool. We
What?
got
Move
Zahir,
on.
another entry.
We got another guest inside the building.
I think we all got a bloody move on from that. Oh, is it? Yeah. Oh.
Hey. So
Hey!
now, welcome Zahir, man. How
Good.
you doing,
Yes,
bro?
good. I'm good,
Yo,
man. I've lost my voice. I was in Vegas for Mania Week. I'm still trying to get
Lucky.
my voice back.
I'm
So
jealous. I hate
me
you.
too. Me too. It's all right. My parents say the same thing, bro. They hate me too. So join the club, brother.
Oh man.
But
So
you were
give
working,
us
G,
a
right? You were working, innit?
Oh, bro. Yeah, I was grinding,
Yeah.
man. So yeah, man. It was cool to like reconnect with people and connect with new people. So yeah, man. Before we go on, I just want to, yeah, it was so much. love showing towards me and my work. It was really, really humbling, man. So now we're back to reality, and I'm working back in my data job, but it's
Jeez,
all good.
man. So you got time to spend time with Mickey James and our favorite what's it called? General manager.
Yeah, man, that was cool. Yeah, Nick mentioned a lot of things, and I think the general consensus of what fans are unhappy with, they're also unhappy with internally. So
Oh wow. They
showcase of the commercials.
showcase of the
Yeah.
commercials, is that what they
I
call
think
it?
that's what we've been rant. We've literally,
Wow.
you've missed my rant. You're gonna have to watch it back, but I've got plenty more rants in me. I've been
I
singing
do
the
love,
same sort of
not
choir.
gonna lie, I do love a good sire rant. That's why I jumped on. I needed to see what's going on.
Love,
Man.
man.
So
Thank you.
give us some insight, man. What was it like inside the stadium, man? Was it
It was cool. I think the only thing that uh was quite noticeable is, and it's weird. I don't know if it came across on TV, but like they do the hype videos, and then the crowd go here, and then obviously the entrances happen normally, but this time it's like they'd go up and then it would be an advert again. So there was a lot of like ugh, and then you noticed it though because when the themes then started playing, it didn't have the same like level of energy that it
Mm.
normally would, because it's like you've hyped us and then you've just thrown us off by
Okay, can I just
another
respond to that
commercial.
point? Because I noticed that, and I'm thinking it's a really. I understand that the lucrative idea of just fucking bossing ads in our face everywhere, but if you're appealing to the
Why for
casual,
that?
yeah, if you're appealing to the casual fan, who just tuned into WrestleMania, the fact that we only had video packages for both main events and not for a few like Dom and
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah,
Finn
yeah.
that's been going on for ages, or Liv and Stephanie where they did some good work to get casual fans interested I was really shocked at that. So yeah, it's a good insight
Interestingly,
to
I
hear
didn't
what
know
the
that
crowd
because in the arena they did show like hype videos, which means you guys must have had even more adverts then, because we had
Yeah.
adverts and the hype packages.
Is it?
wow.
We had what we do. Hulk Hogan.
Wait, hold on. They showed video packages for like Jacob Drew. They showed video packages for Liv, Steph, for Becky,
Yeah,
AJ. They showed that. No,
yeah,
we didn't got
man.
none of that. We got the main events and that's it.
That's fair.
No, man. Out of order. Lava splash.
Has
Wasn't it?
anyone rewatched it since it was on live?
I have.
Mm.
Well, night two only. So I went to my mom's because my mom's wanted to watch the night two. I'm not going to go into night two in detail because it's not that time yet. I'm not trying to jump the gun. But what I can tell you is when we rewatched it back, all that Hulk Hogan shit, gone, disappeared. There were still adverts, but it was proper compressed down. And you
Yeah.
still don't get the hype videos.
Yeah, it's
So
like when you
all the
rewatch
Hulk
Raw.
disappeared.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I will say that.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So
here,
continue,
man.
Zahir. Sorry.
So based on your views on night one, man, was you impressed or was you disappointed with what you saw, or did any because you've been to a few manias now, man. So how did it compare to previous manias for you?
It was cool. Obviously being there, you have a bit of a more of a liking to the show. But yeah, the first night obviously wasn't. It was all right, but it wasn't too good. I don't think there was that many like standout matches. Um, Obviously the main event was good for the most part. And I did like Liv and Stephanie, but I couldn't really tell you much else that happened. I don't think. Like the the thing for me is like that. The first match, a lot of people were like, "Oh, they highlighted speed too much," but
Wow.
which they did. But at the same time, like I don't think the problem was WWE. Like, let's be real. What have they really done for the other guys that are in that match? Like LA Knight was treading water. The Usos being together, I don't think after everything they've been through is a bit meh. And then
Mm.
fucking Austin Theory is Austin Theory in it. Let's be real.
Mhm.
So like by default, the only person of interest that's had any sort of hype is Speed. So um,
I agree. I mentioned when we went over the first match. They literally just paused the new alliances between the Bloodline 2.0, whatever, going on again, just so that they could showcase the celebrity match, and then they press play on it again on the Raw after Mania, where because there was a conflict of whatever the relationship between Roman and Jimmy and Jay, and then all of a sudden, nah, bro, we need you here.
Like, what I
Mhm.
want to ask you, bro, is like, what's it called? Tantalizing Tony put up a video of empty seats on night one and night two. What you saw, I don't know what part you was seated, but did you glimpse any seats? Because Tantalizing Tony was talking about how TKO, you need to lower the prices, and everyone was talking about the prices of the tickets. Did you see any empty seats on night one and night two?
Yeah, both nights there was a good few seats, uh, a lot of seats actually that were empty. Um, they would rather have empty seats than lower the prices on those seats. So
Wow.
obviously,
How
I'll
to
be
that?
real. I'll be real. I don't buy tickets for wrestling events. I literally get them on the day. So I basically spent
Raw.
I spent £400 for night one, night two, and Raw. But I wouldn't recommend doing that. I'm a bit wild in it. So
No,
I was on the
Zaire, I'm with you, man, because I always look on the day for the ticket prices on the day for every Mania, every SummerSlam, and I always keep the seats I want, the row, and how much are they now? I saw £800 for night one, night two, just behind the commentary table, combo
yeah.
ticket if I buyed it just then. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's when you're gonna because realistically, anyone who buys a ticket can't always make it. But it's really, really weird though, because they had like row four and five and stuff on the opposite the hard cam, and up until the like and 20 minutes before, they were still trying to sell them for like 8 grand a pop, and I'm like, why would you rather keep them empty or at least like upgrade people's seats and go, look, there's a space here, sit in it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But then they wouldn't do that either because obviously they don't want people to get value for their money. So it's like it's ridiculous.
It's just
Mm.
cheap. Remember back in the days? Remember back in the days when they would announce, say, a WrestleMania 12, like literally like a WrestleMania 12, 13, and then the tickets will be sold off in about half an hour.
Yeah.
Sell off. That's it. Boom.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah,
announced.
I got WrestleMania 33 second hand, and I remember I took my lunch break at the right time to be on the phone on the computer, all gone. I just had to second hand buy it.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
See that?
Did you get a chair?
Nah.
No, he wasn't. Yeah. That's wild, man. That's wild.
There were
I'm not
wrestling
gonna
people who
lie.
took
I
them
tried
chairs.
to grab one for Bants, but apparently you have to reserve them and then they sell them to people, don't they?
Yeah. We saw a video of people getting arrested over them, like trying to
Yeah.
take those chairs.
Does anyone
Wow.
know how much they were charging for those chairs?
It depends on the I think they go up in because my friend sells or it still actually sells a lot of wrestling merchandise for WWE, the toys, and he had the DVD license before they stopped them, and he said some of the chairs he sold for he's seen for £1,000. He's bought like a couple for 200 and doubled it. The chair I've got was 350 online last time I checked. It might have gone down, but it'll be worth something in the future. It depends on the
Yeah.
venue.
What about like buying them on the day, like or from WWE? How much do they
I've
charge?
never
Like,
explored that. I ain't got it like that, G.
Wild, wild, man. So we're just reviewing the Mania, bro, at the moment, and we're up to what match four right now?
Yeah,
Grant,
we're probably headed towards the Becky Lynch and AJ Lee Intercontinental Championship match.
right. So who wants to go first on this one, man? Then did it live up to the hype?
Let the WrestleMania guy who I'm jealous of who went to the match start it off.
He
Go
worked,
first,
bruv.
man.
He
Go first.
worked.
Working.
He worked
um,
there. He did his hustle there, bruv. You got to
I
wrestle,
think
then go out there.
yeah, that was great. I need a break from that break. Like honestly, it was wild, but I wouldn't change it anyway. I think Becky and AJ was good. That was like their third match. I feel like it was their best
Yeah.
match. I think AJ wrestled um, with a lot less ring rust, and they went well together. I must admit, I feel like Becky's like a bit of a sleeper. She's been having sick matches consistently.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember the last time I watched a match of hers that I didn't enjoy. Like her matches with uh, Valkyria were great, and I think she's done well to bring out good matches from AJ as well. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best match of all time, but it was enjoy. I enjoyed the match, and I thought they worked really, really well together.
Cool, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like I think in my women's wrestler of the year was between Toni Storm and Becky Lynch for that exact reason. I think the backlash match she had against Valkyria last year was incredible. And she did her best to put over, what's her name that tried to be a tough UFC fighter? That was mentored by Natty. Help me out.
Maxine Dupri?
What's the name?
Yeah, Maxine Dupree. No,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Maxine Dupree.
yeah, did our best there. But for me, I think the Elimination Chamber match was a bit better in AJ Lee's hometown. It just felt like more of the it matched with the ceremony of it all. This just almost felt maybe a stipulation would have helped. This specific match, not Dom's match, maybe, but this specific match could have done with a stipulation because I think they wrestled 4 times. WrestlePalooza, Survivor Series, War Games, Elimination Chamber, and then this is their 4th. So I don't think I had enough time for me again to really tell the story because this was the blow off. What's the ref's name? I did expect when the minute I saw the ref, I was like, all right, something's happening.
Jessica Carr. Yeah.
I think all could have been forgiven for me in terms of WrestleMania worthy if that spot was just a bit more explored. Maybe just stops the match and says, "No, I saw what you did with the turnbuckle." Do you know what I mean? Just a bit more theatric because if they are building a match between her and the ref, this could have told a bit more story to get me there. But yeah, that's how I feel. If I had to score out of 10, I'd probably give it a 6.5, mate. Do you know what I mean? And that's not all to do with the wrestlers, that's to do with the timing and the lack of video package as well. Do you know what I mean?
All right. Magic.
As I said before, yeah, right. I knew who was gonna win it, and the man herself, she wanted it simple with it. You get me, you know. It's gonna be. I knew it would be an easy match for her, but
I liked the Jessica Carr aspect of it because that's been brewing for a while now, very, very slowly. Like if you're watching the product, like watching it week by week, you know that Becky Lynch she's always had a Jessica Carr problem, and every time she's in the ring, it just so happens that Jessica Carr's the referee. Now we're seeing Jessica Carr getting a little bit more physical. Now I don't know if they're gonna build towards a match or not.
hey, I would love to see that.
Yeah, because Jessica Carr, from what I understand, I think she did have a tryout at one time.
No, she wrestles. She wrestles. She knows how to wrestle.
Wrestling under a mask, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So here's what. It could be building towards that, but if not, Jessica Carr's like becoming the female version of Earl Hebner because Earl Hebner was like that, particularly with Triple H.
Yes.
Triple H would always try and push Earl Hebner around, and Earl would push back and say, "Listen, I'm not having it." you know what I mean? So,
I love that spot. That spot was always cool growing up, man. When Earl just said, "No, wait a minute, fuck you." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, like when they were doing like the what's it called? Not the octopus stretch, the less whatever it's called.
Yeah,
What's it called?
She calls it Octopus Stretch.
It's just but
Grand.
they would basically the guy would basically hold the rope, and then when he got caught, Hebner would kick his arm off.
Tarantula.
Oh yeah. He just kicked the
abdominal
shit,
stretch. Yeah.
Abdominal
Yeah,
stretch,
that
that's
was
the
great.
one. Yeah, that was great, classic.
Yeah.
But I can't see Jessica Carr actually getting in the ring and wrestling. To be honest, I don't think it's going to go.
Hey,
But
way how WWE brain works here. You never know what
It
the
should have
fuck-
happened. It's like
Yeah.
Finn and Dom. You won't see it till SummerSlam 2027. G. I swear down. And Grand Body P, are you about to fight Gotham? Like, I swear down. What happened with your lighting?
Man's coming like the Black Undertaker, bro.
The
Man's
Dark
coming like the
Knight.
Black
Oh,
Undertaker, bro.
the sun's like crazy in my face right now, man.
I thought you heard a siren and just went like
Bro,
this. Like, time.
just shut your curtain and turn on your bedroom light.
That's the joke of it. The bedroom light is on. You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah, it's bad. I can't say I got the same thing going on.
Wow. That's hard.
Has everyone given their opinions? Shall we?
Yeah,
sorry,
let's jump to
you.
the next one, man. Because we're not
Alright.
even halfway through. Yeah.
So
let's-
this is the thing that saved the fucking one for me. It's like Seth Rollins and Gunther said, "All right, let's save the fucking day." Do you know what I mean? It is Seth Rollins and Gunther. Normal singles match. I thought this was just because the ending was quite predictable. it didn't hit as hard as it could. But for what them two did, from the pace they went into the match with the fucking just the intensity of it all and the slams and variations of moves. And even just this build, just Gunther really saved it with you've been walking around here thinking you're the best professional wrestler in the industry, and he didn't even look at me when I had the world championship or the other way around. I can't remember. That brought something really into the match because I do think they both think in kayfabe think they're the best professional wrestlers in the building. So hats off to this match. The ending even though its storyline makes sense, and I'm always pushing for shit to make sense, just because it was so predictable, I kind of wanted a clean finish, but I understand why they couldn't do that. But yeah, that's how I felt about the Gunther Seth Rollins match. Hats off to them. It's the most interesting thing about night one, and probably the only thing I'd go back to.
Let me jump in. Yeah, man, I thought it was a brilliantly well told, well paced, and yeah, I think the ending was probably the most predictable, probably match of the entire card. Like everybody, from when we got the rumors that Braun Breaker was cleared, it was like, yep, the shot of him running down the ramp was magnificent, man. I thought that was brilliant.
Mm.
So here, I don't know where was you sitting? Could you see that when he ran down?
I was on the floor, so yeah, I didn't. I saw him running, but I didn't see him hit him because apparently he hit him in the leg or something. They were saying.
Yeah, he didn't hit him like fully. He kind of side hit him.
You got to slow down, brother. You would have killed him if you hit him with
Yeah,
that
if
kind
he
of
hit him
velocity.
properly, he would have finished his life, man. So it's just like he would have
Yeah.
literally
That's why
tore
you
him in
got,
half.
got
How
to
did
be
how
top
did
right
it
now.
be otherwise, man? Check my IG because on that day, um, yeah, I was quite happy with my seat. Especially it was like 190 quid as well for like
Yeah,
can't complain.
that's nice. Yeah, man. But yeah, again, I got a rating, bro, because to run down that ramp at that speed, bro, that could have been tightest worldwide slide all over again, bro. And to
True,
do that in
true. On all that
to
works.
do that in one take, bro, when the lights are at its brightest, man, you have to give him their props, bro. But yeah, I'm definitely happy to see him back, man. I'm looking forward to that feud. And yeah, Seth and Gunther brought it, man. I thought it was brilliant. And the fact that there was no stipulations and it was just a straight up match, it felt like that's what Drew and Thingy should have been. Jacob should have been that, but it wasn't, you know? And
One
like
I'm
you
thing
out.
I
said,
like the
Saya,
most
no
about
one's
them
gonna
as well
remember any other match other than that in
yeah, I
terms
think
of
Simon
match
mentioned
quality.
it as well. Like the thing that works for me is like it's two guys who think they're the best wrestlers,
Mm,
proving it by wrestling. Like
Mm,
you don't need any of these like wild stories or like some of the
yeah.
insider stuff. Like two guys going, "Nah, I'm the best. Nah, I'm the best. Right, let's duke it out and let's have a match."
yeah,
Like it works, man. And I think that was one of the best build-ups for being so simple.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, man. Grant Body P.
Yo, y'all took the words out my mouth straight off, man. The way that started, you know what I mean? The bell didn't even ring yet. And that's what happened. You know what I mean? It was straight violence and the bell didn't ring. And I was thinking, yeah, this is how Drew and Jacob should have been to begin
Mm,
with. I was loving it. And the end, at the end, yeah, when Bron Breaker did that, you could tell Seth was afraid of him. He was like, oh my God, I'm not taking all of this. Otherwise I've had it, I'm finished.
mm,
But
mm.
I'm looking forward to that story going forward. Seth Bron Breaker, we're looking forward. No, let's go. Let LFG with that one, man. That one's gonna be vicious.
Yeah.
Let's go with it, man.
Me
Absolutely.
personally, I knew I said it from early and I put it in both of the groups that I know that Braun's gonna come back. He's gonna come back on Mania. And when I saw him just dusting like I don't know,
Yeah, but why are you
he's
talking
like
like you're the
limping
only one
Christy.
who knew that, bruv? Your chest is too out. Like I
Yes,
knew,
it is,
bruv.
it is. Yes, me and
I don't
Bron,
like that shit.
Me and Bron are brethren. So he sent me a little private message and say, "Yo, Magic, I'm coming back here now, Brad." You get me? So I knew that he will
Yeah.
come and like he's predictable anyway. You know what I mean?
Fair
But
enough.
his speed has to be counted because I don't know if he's faster than Usain Bolt, Linford Christie, but fucking hell, man, like the way he just went shoo, and then sped Rollins, I was like, yo, is Rollins dead?
Okay,
You know what?
cool.
Yeah, I don't know why. Um, I don't know why Paul. I don't. Is Rhino still active?
Rhino,
Yeah.
he's more
I
or less
think he retired a
retired,
couple
man.
years ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think I did
He's
see
a
a post and
he's a
it's like,
The reason why I say that is because I don't know why, or maybe it's you know, I don't know. I don't know why Paul Heyman doesn't just adopt that to Bron Breakker and don't,
Oh,
because
I get
that ain't a spear. That's a goal! Goal!
Oh
oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get
oh,
what
you
That's
want him to do that? Yeah, that
Joey
actually is a good
Style used to
idea.
go
That's a good
mad
shout.
with that. Yeah,
That
that
would
was
put that
hard.
spear over. Yeah,
That was
that's
hard.
Rhino's in the UK a lot doing indie shows, man. Like I keep seeing him crop up.
Rhino.
Yeah, man, it's random.
Damn,
is it. So
still
he's still
about.
active. He's not just managing, or he's
I'm
actually
surprised
fighting
he's not a
still.
Hall of Famer yet. Then what match? What match was next then? After the Becky and
It was Liv versus Stephanie Vakir for
yeah,
the
yeah.
women's championship match, the women's world
Okay,
heavyweight championship
so
match.
that had a bloody like the lead up to that could have been unsanctioned, bro. That was brutal, man. And
Yeah.
then obviously the highlight of the night for Saya, man, the live performance of the single.
Trouble, trouble. All right, so here, before I cuss the song again, which I did last time, you didn't have anything to do with this one, right?
No, I didn't.
All right, cool.
That's what
You
I
know
thought.
what?
I thought you produced it or
I'll,
say, cool.
Oh,
wait,
man. Yeah.
hold up, Magic.
You know what? I've never been so offended by you guys ever. Like, did you listen to that? I go, yeah, that's got Zahir's name written all
Hey,
over
no,
it.
no, no. I did not listen to. I just
Wow. See, I
you
would
may have
never.
mixed the drums. You may have mixed the drum. You may have mixed the snare. You may have put a compressor on the fucking.
Boy,
I
man
don't know
got a
what you
big
did,
bag, bro.
I auto-tuned the vocals.
but
No.
I
You
will
heard it
say this
first.
because I really cussed
But
that
then,
fucking
but
song
then, but
last
then,
time.
let me say one thing quickly, Sire.
All
Okay,
right,
so
yeah,
here,
go on.
what is your professional opinion on that song? Have you heard it yet?
I think I've heard a little bit of it, and then I
Oh,
heard a little bit of his live performance. It's not a legitimate song, is it? I think it's hard to think about it as a legitimate song. It's like when Miz and Morrison did their song. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's not gonna make no Spotify playlist. But in terms of her theme, it is what it is, isn't it?
It's
so you
been,
think
Is
it's
it?
it's like a
been.
parody? Would
Is,
you call it a parody
is it?
song?
Is it not her theme, but with her singing over it?
It is a theme. No, 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 no. It's a different beat. It's a
Oh, is it?
different beat.
I just think it's
Um,
hilarious that she wanted to do a song, and then when she did it, it was all like filtered, her talking. I'm like, that was hilarious. That's how bad she was. That's what we
No,
got singing.
it reminds me of a Britney Spears song, yeah, right, and
Yeah.
another song put together. You get what I'm saying? That she
Mm.
just trying to do her thing,
it
but
sound like they just copied Rihanna Shut Up and Drive with the heavy
oh
guitars and the
yeah,
same beat thing. Like, but let me just say something about this song quickly because I cussed it. I just want to say something. I want
Oh
to put a little
no.
water on the
here
flame.
we
Little.
go. Let's go.
Because I
Yeah.
destroyed this song. And I even asked Liv to never make music ever again. But actually, if you didn't release it as a music video, if you didn't do all of that nonsense when he came out, if you didn't cuck Dominic Mysterio with that random guy by just whining and dry humping him on the stage,
Oh
and
Lord,
if it was just a song, it's
just
not too fucking out of the ordinary compared to all the other Death Rebel shit. Have you heard Dragon Lee's song? Because that's egregious too. Um, so yeah, so hey, you didn't do that. No, I'm joking. But actually, if you didn't hype it, if you didn't surround it, if you didn't release it like you were the next unsung, like diamond in the dirt, Britney Spears, people may have given it a bit more time because coming as an entrance music, just with the very simplistic drums and guitar, it's fun. It's just when she starts singing, but the chorus is so AI'd and auto-tuned that it doesn't
yeah.
completely stand out. I think it's because they hyped it so much and pretended it was something it wasn't.
We want to know who produced the song, who wrote the song for her.
Could have wrote it herself, to be fair. You know.
Definitely.
But in terms of match, right, is that the most mangled you've seen a female wrestler turn up to a wrestling match?
It was the most
Yeah.
disappointing
Like she
match.
had the double black eyes, she had the lump on her head. I was like, wow.
With this match, let's go over the match for a second there. Because I was quite disappointed. I really was looking forward to it. I thought they did everything right. But this is a World Heavyweight Championship match. And they
Yeah.
got 6 minutes and 58 seconds. Rhea Ripley and Charlotte got, I think, 28 minutes when they put on a fucking classic. I think
Mm,
2 years, no, 3 years ago. Yeah, WrestleMania 39. And obviously
yeah,
she had more time against Bailey. And yeah, Rhea Ripley, I don't know who said it in this group, I think we talked about Becky, but Rhea Ripley is really building a collection of WrestleMania matches. But it was 6 minutes and 58 seconds. I think the go home segment was great when Liv went absolutely nuts. But yeah, it just needed a lot more time and a lot more drama. I do feel for Steph. She carried that on her shoulders. She didn't really.
yeah,
I think she had the epic match against EO at WrestlePalooza and a few good matches on Raw against EO. But they, just because of the competitive nature against AEW and their tag division, where they just stripped out all the main eventers and put them in tag teams, we didn't. Steph didn't feel like the superstar that she should, even though I think she had probably the best entrance, top three. It's between Punk and her for me.
Yeah, that entrance.
And yeah, that's basically it. I just think it's a women's world championship match. It's the second last match.
Yeah.
A lot second last matches used to mean something at WrestleMania. Yeah, so that's what disappointed me. Nothing the girls did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think to be fair, I think that was an ongoing issue throughout the whole of both nights of Manias, man. These entrances suffered from being in daylight, like, and
yeah.
I think like that's something they need to address going forward, man, because that could have been so much better if it was in the dark. Like, but the match, yeah, it was smooth, man. It was technical. They got great chemistry, man. But obviously it ended more or less how most people predicted it would, with the run-in from Raquel and the other girl. And yeah,
yeah,
that's all it was, you know. Grand Buddy, what do you
yeah.
reckon?
They missed the trick. I was looking for Booker T, nowhere to be found.
The
They
crowd
missed
did it though. The whole crowd went at. I mean, Zahir was there. That's the first time I've heard it that loud from the actual crowd doing Booker T's bit.
But I
Um,
wanted Booker T himself to fall out his chair, man, and everything, man. You know, oh yeah, it was too short. Yeah, the match was too short, man. You know what I
Mm.
mean? That's not good. That's
mm,
not good. Like seriously, someone really needs to take Mark Shippery or whatever his name is, Ari Emanuel. You know what I mean? And just give him a good clip round the ear on that. Listen, these people pay big money,
Yeah,
big money to see more adverts.
yeah,
Really,
yeah.
that's what we're doing here.
Do you know
You
what?
know what
Do
I
you know
mean?
when you put it like that, actually, I would feel disrespected if I saw the build up to that match, paid big money to go to WrestleMania to watch them fight for 6 minutes. I'd be fuming. That's like paying to see a Premier League game and they just shut it down after the first 15 minutes. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, it's
Word up,
just like, yeah, that was very
yeah, man.
anticlimactic, man. It's like someone just hit half fast forward and they just showed us the highlights. Like, it was
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, yeah.
we could
and
have
They
and
need
just
to,
saved it to
and
watch the YouTube video.
let me
they need
touch
to,
on the report that came out that they were protecting each other because I think some of them are carrying a few injuries here and there, but I don't think they needed to do anything outrageous if they kept it 9 minutes. They could have done other few spots, built some drama, a few things maybe included with a few more things included with Roxanne and Raquel. They didn't have to put themselves in harm's way to go an extra 10 minutes. So I don't really, but I don't know the ins and outs of the injuries. But I saw Liv put on a better match on night after WrestleMania against Ruka. So do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not for this. They were just this rumor that they were protecting their injuries, and that's why I went short. I think it was because of commercials.
Okay.
Yeah, the main
yeah,
reason why, so
yeah.
let's say, like how people get time, right? So let's say you've got, it's normally like bell to bell or whatever. Let's say you've got like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. That's including like hype videos, that's their entrances, and then the match.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now they've got the same amount of time, but that's including the commercials. So that means they've got even less time. Because I felt a lot of the matches were rushed, other than the main event, to be honest, on night two. But that's sort of why they were so short, because they've included like all those little elements and the adverts within that same window. So that's why a lot of the people, like in terms of like producers and stuff, are quite pissed off, because it's like, you've given us, all right, you guys have got 30 minutes, but like 6 minutes of that is going to be a match. And then you've got the agents going, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? Because
Yeah.
You got those two are would have put on a banger. I don't know if they might run it back because I don't think the rivalry's fully over. I know
No, it's
it
not.
was going to be predictable that Liv was going to win, so maybe they run quite a few of those matches at Backlash.
Yeah, I think the way Steph came out to confront her after the Soruka match kind of indicates it'll be a rematch at Backlash, possibly. And they'll probably have, they were complaining that Io and Asuka didn't get a match, and I was I don't
Yeah.
know what podcast I was watching. I was watching, I think, Stephen Larson. Steve Larson is probably, they were saying like, if you were Asuka and Io, would you pick a 6 minute match at WrestleMania or an 18-minute match at Backlash so you can do what you want? And that's weird that wrestlers might have to make that choice. Do I want to have a classic match against somebody on either Raw or SmackDown? Maybe that's too extreme. Or on a B pay-per-view like Backlash or Clash of Italy? Or do I want to go through this 6 minute ordeal that I have to rush everything and come up with something quite creative to do that. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but that was put, and I thought that was quite interesting. Do you think we'll have wrestlers gunning to fight on B pay-per-views because they have more time?
Oh, that is a good question.
It's
Because
like,
you
oh
remember,
yeah, please don't put me on the Mania card. Is that's going to be the new thing? But also, like before, the goal was to get on Mania card because you got a big payday in it. Whereas now there's no such thing as a pay-per-view now,
Mm.
really. So they're all the
Yeah,
mm,
they
same.
don't get paid that way, though.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully they don't put tons of adverts on Backlash as well because if this isn't any indication, I can't see them doing less adverts in during Backlash compared to Mania, but hopefully this isn't like the new norm.
Quick thing you want to say, Magic, about that match?
It was a predictable match that Liv was gonna win, man. Like I knew that she's gonna win, but as you said, Stephanie Valkyrie needs to build a little team now, boy, because it's like she's getting taken out left, right, and center. You know what I mean? And there's no one to back her. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think the general consensus, and I'm glad you guys agree, is like dark. When it's dark, it's just visually so much better. Or at least you have it going through, so it's like starts in daylight and then the sun sets, and then like the
yeah,
main event is
Yeah.
nighttime. But
It's
yeah,
a
it was
bit.
the thing is they've got a roof. That's the bit I didn't understand. Even though it's a stadium, I was looking up and going, oh, there is a roof, which helped the sound,
Yeah.
but it'll
Oh
does
yeah.
affect the view or the
But they, they
aesthetic.
they kept saying the crowd was quite dead on night one. How did that feel for you?
Yeah, it did, but I think it's because wrestling is psychology, isn't it? Like, obviously, like as somebody who's like wrestled and stuff, it's very, very important to like make sure you keep the crowd up when they're up, and then that if you lose them, you lose them, and I think they did a really, really poor job of thinking about the fans. So once we watched the videos, there was like a good energy, and then it's like fucking Hulk Hogan advert again for the fourth time. So it's like, oh, and then obviously the themes hit, and then you're trying to get them back up. But like, it's a tried and tested thing. I don't know why they didn't just do adverts and then do the videos.
Yeah.
So it was, I mean, it's WWE's fault but they don't care about the crowd and the wrestling anymore. They just care about getting enough TikToks and as much money as possible from advertising.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
I'm right.
All right,
Sorry.
cool. So main event time, man. Let's talk about it. Randy Orton versus Cody
What
Rhodes,
do you? Let's
WWE
talk about it.
Championship.
Sorry, Anthony.
Man, who wants to kick this one off, man? Who wants to
All right. All right. Pat, you can't. Sorry. Pat McAfee, yeah. In terms of his heel work, let's just get things clear. He is a good heel. I don't need
yeah,
him in this story. I don't need him to disrupt things. I don't like how it was constructed. I don't like him disrupt like a legion of however many years combined with these both wrestlers. One was a mentor, one was a student, and they finally met. He's been looking at his belt for 4 fucking years, and you do not interfere in that shit. Intercontinental Championship or a Gunther shit or so whatever. Maybe at Backlash, maybe a Clash of Italy, not at WrestleMania. And again, I am completely insulted and outraged that some 60-year-old billionaire in some hotel or some rich, luscious restaurant looked over at this man and said, "You're the next Sylvester Stallone. Let's fuck over WrestleMania to make this happen." Oh, yeah. It's this most out of touch bullshit I've ever like experienced in wrestling. And I saw Roman Reigns win the Royal Rumble. Do you know what I mean? Anyway,
Word.
in 2015. But all right, Jelly Roll. Remember what I posted in the fucking group? I was like Jelly Roll looking like this. Like this brother thinks he's about to save WrestleMania. Um, he came out, whatever. Yeah, the squabble. They got rid of Pat. Jelly Roll doing the spot. People were confused. It's like it's a confusing relationship of a company that's abused you. You want to see this player get kicked, but you don't want to see it by Jelly Roll by another celebrity. So the fact that they wiped it off, and I think they were looking for a payoff there. I think they were looking for the crowd to at least get behind um, the main event because they eradicated Pat McAfee from the start with all his heel antics. And the match got to go. But how confusing was this fucking match? One person was heel, then the other person was face. They did all of this supposedly to get Cody cheered and Randy booed. And then when it came to the actual match, Randy fought like a babyface for most of it. And then Cody was, again, with this character arc, which he's already beaten with Kevin Owens and a few other opponents. He found his edge and was able to get a bit more vicious and match Randy's nuttery. But I think they could have told that better, especially with the person who has voices in his head. And whatever the confusion was with back and forth and different face spots and heels, because I feel like they were trying to make everyone happy. The casuals, the marks, that I feel like they were trying to tick all the boxes in this match for everybody just not to leave them alone. But like, nah. And
But you think they was
and then
trying
the
too much?
huh?
You think they was trying too much to do too much in one match to
I think
make us feel like, wow, this is the match to watch because the other matches wasn't as impactful as this one.
look, no, I think they were gonna go with whatever. I don't think anything was changed. I think it was overbooked from before WrestleMania started. Um, and then look, I'm just gonna get to the finish with my opinion, but like, I was getting into the match at some point because I didn't absolutely hate it, even though it was a bit confusing. I think
Yeah.
the final third of it was picking up to a point where I'm like, okay, okay. And then the minute I literally put in the group, it's like, oh, I was just starting to enjoy this. Pat comes out with his neck brace, yeah, in a ref t-shirt, and then he does this slow count for Randy, and I don't know if you're trying to get Randy booed, why is Randy RKing Owen? I know that Cody got the spot as well in the beginning, and he should be dead. Why is this civilian who got crossroad put through a table by a roll of jelly coming back out in a ref shirt?
It's like make it make sense.
You civilian. And then he got RKO'd by the heel. So the payoff and the babyface pop went to the heel. And then Cody crossroad and got booed out of the building anyway. They were going to boo him anyway, but it just, what, bro? And I left thinking, what? Do you know what I mean? And poor Cody, man. Poor fucking Cody. He won the title. He won the title
Yeah.
at WrestleMania 40. One of the most biggest babyface things I've ever seen from Daniel Bryan. And then you give him a poorly booked TKO influence disrupted WrestleMania with John Cena. And then you give him a dog shit, not dog shit, no, compared to WrestleMania 41, which is on the floor of main events of night two. It is obviously better than that because we've got wrestling. But then you give a questionable performance too. And we want Cody to have main events in the bank because we're going to stop looking forward to him at that scene at WrestleMania if we're always going to expect this. Let the brother wrestle. All right, that's me. I'm done. I don't know if that was too harsh, but yeah, that's me.
Man, I know, man. That boy, it's another one of those clap Ari Emanuel in his head. You know what I mean? The Pat McAfee element not needed at all. It ruined. You know what I mean? It ruined what was a crazy build, and they could have done the double switch at that point. They could have, but at the same time, my thing about Cody Rhodes is if he's the top baby face, you need someone who's pretty much you need another baby face who is pretty much near or very close to Cody's level to take over. So just to turn Cody heel, that's why they want to pull the trigger. Yeah, you've got guys like CM Punk and Obafemi and Double R, but it's like, and they're always thinking of the kids first before us adults. They're always thinking about them first. So to pull the trigger on Cody, that suffered as well. Yeah, the match was. I think, to be honest with you guys, I think they pulled an audible, or they pivoted because the belief was that Randy was meant to win to begin with, and they switched it, and it suggests to me that the feud will continue into Backlash, maybe. You know
Can
what
I
I
just
mean?
jump on that point, that exact point? I do think that could be actually true, and it could be a message because there's a theory that Triple H has given night one to TKO and he took over night two. And I don't know if he kind of did a blow off angle because, yeah, the angle I literally put in the group, is this a go home angle to Raw? He's just punted the brother, you know what I mean? But I think he is saving the match that everyone wants for Backlash. No Pat, no sponsorships, no TKO. I'll put a blow off angle at the main event of night one WrestleMania, and I'll give everyone the match they want. And there, if that is true, I can't really give Triple H the axe for that. That he's doing his best. Just on that
Yo,
point.
drop the cell on them. Drop the cell on them.
Okay.
Drop the cell on them.
Do
He
it.
kicked him in his, left him with a black eye. Not
Yeah.
even my man did that last year. What name? What his name? Travis Scott. Not even he did that.
Oh, he
Not
punched him in his ear, innit? Blew his head.
Yeah.
Man.
The voices chatted to him and kicked him in his. Drop the cell on them. Drop the cell.
But then again, well, yeah, it's not right. He did that to. There's a theory he did that to get back at The Rock. Like, fuck you. If you're not gonna show up, fuck you. I'm gonna ruin you and make everyone hate you.
Well, he
And I
nearly
will
lost
say
an
partial
eyeball.
play.
Zahir. Oh, it's sneezing. What's your
I was
thoughts on the
coughing.
main event? Being inside the
Um,
arena or the stadium?
Again, it's why are you messing up the simplest story? The student becomes a teacher. They started together. He brought him in. Now he's like, it's a simplest story. And then
Yeah.
they turn Orton heel to the 2009 Orton, who everybody loved. It's like there's no way Cody is going to get cheered in that situation. Everybody wants Orton to win the belt. And I think Sire talked about it right. It's a very confusing match because I don't know who was doing what, like who was playing heel, who was playing face, whether they were kind of like switching. And I think like I said, wrestling psychology is so key to get the crowd involved. And I don't think the crowd knew what to do. Like, is it like the face is playing bad guy and the bad guy is playing face? I don't know who to cheer. I don't know when to cheer. Like, what's the hope spot? Where's the comeback? Like, who's doing what? And I think that definitely showed up. But again, you're right. Like, you've got um, Pat McAfee, and then you got taken out, which is great, but you got taken out by another celebrity. So I think they were trying to do too much, man. It was like the alliance went because of the RKO. I think they were just trying to wipe the slate and be like, right, let's just get all this shit out of the way and done. I don't think they're gonna turn Cody personally. I feel like it's going to be like the John Cena era. I think they're going to just move on and pretend it didn't happen. But yeah, turning Orton to the coolest version of himself against Cody at WrestleMania, they were asking for trouble. Adding those guys in asking for trouble, and I don't know why Ari. Again, like if you look at it from a business perspective, I think they're agents for Pat, or they're working on stuff with him, which is why they're trying to shoehorn him in. But what they don't realize is though, what you've actually done is made your future star look like shit. So like if you've got all these agents and like producers of all these movies and shit watching this guy and go, well, he doesn't seem to be doing much, and the crowd don't seem to like him. Why would we put him in our movies? Like, you watch John Cena, he's really popular. They'll put him in a movie. So it's like you're trying to hype him up by making him look as shit as possible,
Yeah. No, we
which
hate
makes
you,
no
man.
sense.
So let me ask you this question, man. Obviously, after night one, what was the feeling like in the stadium when everyone was leaving? Was everyone on buzzing or were they down? What was the vibe like?
I think it was just like mediocre. I think everybody was like, yeah, it's cool, but I think everyone was looking forward to night one. And I think if you look at it that way, it's like the warm up for the main event, which is like night two. So I
Yeah,
think people managed their expectations and kind of knew what to expect. But yeah, again, like the finish, it was like, yeah, he's turned bad, but then is it a double turn? Is like we'll see what happens on Friday. But Orton's loved too much to
yeah,
um be booed.
yeah,
You should have just pulled the trigger and given him the title.
yeah,
Or, but yeah, as you mentioned, I think everyone's just trying to get on the B pay-per-views now, so they can actually have wrestling matches and actually do what they do best.
yeah.
But you
I
know
like the idea of the Hell in a Cell because Cody's Hell in a Cell matches are pretty good. Orton's ones are pretty good. So yeah, put them in the Hell in a Cell. Let them beat shit out of each other for 20
Drop
minutes.
the cell upon them.
Drop the
The
what,
cell.
cell
what,
phone
but you know what was the main highlight for me is when Randy RKO Pat McAfee because I didn't see that coming, but I was like,
Nah.
bro, I thought you two was brethren, like yo. You
Again,
know
I
what I mean?
think it was
When I
just to
saw
get
my
the.
man
I
RKO and
think
he had it, and he was wearing the old school Foot Locker wrestling jersey on. You get what I'm saying? And he had the neck brace on. I was like, oh shit.
I think
Oh
again that was
shit.
just to appease the. Obviously, it makes sense from a slightly business slash storyline perspective because he fucked up the count, so Orton hit him. Also, it probably got the biggest pop of the night. Everyone's sort of glad it happened, and it also sort of ends that little partnership or whatever the fuck you call it. And I don't know if you've seen like Pat McAfee's gone online and gone, yeah, that arc is over, and I wish everyone the best and to move forward, which is like,
Yeah.
okay, you
Well,
did fuck all.
remember now, Jay, right? Remember now, there's two key things about that particular moment, right? Um, Randy Orton did say he doesn't need Pat McAfee. He wants Pat McAfee. He said that in the storyline. That's number one. Number two, the shirt. Well, I'm wearing the Supreme Clientele shirt, but Randall's shirt, what did it say? RKO everybody. So that includes Pat McAfee. You get me? It
Yeah.
includes it. So nobody's safe.
You
And,
can never
and
trust
No
your
one.
Viper, right?
never trust the Viper. But then also they need to
And it was a
follow up.
bloody match. It was a
Yeah,
bloody match as well.
there was
So
blood in it as well. But they need
Yeah.
to follow up on SmackDown. What's it called? They made him sign made McAfee sign a contract. What did he sign? You know, would they even revisit that? Maybe that
Yo,
was, you
He's
know.
coming back,
just
man.
forget about it and move on. They probably won't even mention him again until he comes out as an announcer and
I
they'll
I
do.
agree. I think they just there's about a million things last year that they just dropped. They're like,
Yeah.
nah, move on. Do you know what I mean? They
Retcon it.
won't remember.
They're
We
all
watched
about the WWE Unreal, isn't it? They're just trying to get some stuff so they can pat themselves on the back and say how awesome they are. Like that Cena turn, oh, nobody saw it coming, we're brilliant. And it's like, well, you shit the bed. I'm just going to mention one more thing I'm going to just mention one more thing in the match. There's a little detail that I really, really enjoyed is when Orton got poked in the eye and then he felt something on his arm and then he RKO'd the ref. That was a nice little
Yeah,
touch. I really
yeah,
liked.
yeah. That was really good. I do agree with that. I pop for that. Scan, don't hide, bruv. Give us your opinion.
Listen, I'll happily jump in, bro. I'm gonna refer back. This is gonna piss people off, but I'm gonna refer back to the Hulk Hogan documentary actually, because there's one point they do
Okay, what you
mention.
do? Okay.
There's one point they do mention. It makes sense. I'll explain. There's one point they
Okay.
do mention, right? Is why they couldn't turn Hogan heel in the 80s because they never had anybody on the level of Hogan, and that's why how he ended up overstaying his welcome. And I can see
Because he buried
parallels.
everyone. Sorry,
No,
go on.
but you can see parallels with where they're going with Cody Rhodes right now. everybody wants Cody to turn heel, but they can't turn Cody heel because there's no one on Cody's level to replace Cody Rhodes. So they've got,
Thomas.
it takes time to build a wrestler. Like there's a lot of people you
Yeah,
can say
Cena,
have
innit? That's what they did
potential.
with Cena.
You know, you could say Joe Henry has potential, but he's miles away. You know, there's a lot of
What?
guys. You think Joe Henry can
But
take
the
over
bro
from
that
Cody
got
Rhodes?
killed in 4 seconds at last year's Mania, you think he's? No, I don't
No,
think
but
there's anywhere.
who can you replace Cody Rhodes with right now?
I don't
If
want
we,
Cody to be heel. I don't want Cody to be heel.
but who
I'm
wants him?
more
But a lot
interested
of
in
people
Punk being
do.
heel. Huh?
A lot of
Bun
people
get
want him
bruv.
to, and they're booing him.
Yeah,
But
but
the
I
problem
think that's
is,
just
if he
I,
turns
I think.
heel,
Go
you're
on.
gonna
Sorry.
have what happened in WCW when Hogan turned heel, became the coolest guy, and then he just crushed everybody when he was in the
I think they're gonna
NWO.
do the thing that they did with Cena because he's still popular. The smart marks are gonna boo him, but you know the kids are still gonna cheat. The Scans, I love you, bro. Like I have so much time for you, but I can't believe you just said Joe Henry being a top guy. That's just
No, I didn't say. I said there's no, but there's no one there. Like who would you pick? Like
I think you can eventually. Like
you
if
let
for
Joe
example,
Henry not in top 100 on to
yeah,
replace that.
you
yeah,
got bare people in front of him, man. Like Obar, you got like fucking.
Ober
At
ain't there
one
yet,
point,
man.
AJ when it was LA Knight.
Cleaner, the cleaner down the road that sweeps the arena afterwards. He's probably a better shout than Joe Henry.
Oh, that's
Wow.
deep. That's.
Like
Uh,
Say his
I feel
name.
like there's a personal story behind this Joe Henry hate, man. What's happened? What happened?
no, no, I just think he's like he's a one note guy, and the theme is cool, and he got it over. But I think that's as good as it gets for him. Like,
There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong. Look, I'm not cussing anybody who, and I'm like, let's just call it. There's nothing wrong with sitting as a really brilliant, sustainable, entertaining figure in the mid card for the rest of
yeah,
your career. I don't mind if you have some title shots. That's cool, but I think we get too lost in this. Oh, this is where you got to be. Like, you can have a really entertaining, consistent, memorable career if you're in the upper or mid card. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Or even
I think he's good for what he does.
Hmm.
But I feel like that's the stage that he's at.
But could LA Knight be the guy, or is it too late for him now?
he keeps falling over. So.
Yeah.
Mm.
He needs to change. I don't understand why he just doesn't change his moveset and remove those things because he can still do like an elbow on the floor, like when they're grounded, and he can still do some sort of suplex. Yeah, it's like if you're botching a couple of moves, then maybe you shouldn't do them again. But I feel like it's too late for LA Knight. I think Obo is going to be like a top guy. But again, he hasn't got that much experience. So when you start putting him in like 15, 20-minute main events, that's going to be a challenge for him.
And
And
Scan, you're talking about Hulk Hogan could have turned heel or bad back in the 80s. Sergeant Slaughter, I swear he was the only person who was a
Bro,
gangster back in those days. Though, so
bro,
that could have been the biggest
I
rivalry.
don't think you was big in I don't think you realize how big Hulkamania was in the 80s, bro. That
Yeah.
guy was up there with the 80s icons. Yeah,
I
there was no
get that,
one
bruv, but
there.
you're not
And
talking about the match. I need to hear what you think about the match. Not Cody turning heel.
the
I
match
want a
itself,
real
bro.
critical review of the match that you experienced on night one main event. How did you
yeah,
feel about the match?
stop deflecting, bro.
I ain't
Tell us
deflecting
what.
at all, bro. To be honest with you,
I'm
man, a
joking.
lot of my views on that match has already been expressed by you guys. You know, it was underwhelming, you know, but then maybe expectations were too high. You know, it felt like it was the first of a trilogy. So you wouldn't go all in on it anyway. You know,
But
seeing
it's
actual video,
WrestleMania.
yeah, but seeing actual video footage of that punt, my God, did you? I don't know if you lot see the he hit him so hard. Randy Orton literally had to break character to check on him immediately after he kicked him in the face. That's
Yeah,
how
I
hard he
saw
hit
that.
him. You know, it's
Yeah.
like he and he's literally eye just swelled up and like straight away. So
Speaking
now you
for
got
someone
this.
who got knocked out once, yeah. I got knocked out 18 by this like Slovakian Olympic champion bastard, yeah. He shouldn't have fought me because it was a street fight. But my orbital blew out. I still don't feel shit here. And my eye was so his that fit. I just know how that fucking feels. And when I saw his orbital blowout and they've done whatever they can to compress and make up it on the next night,
Yeah.
boy. I was just feeling he's definitely got nerve damage.
All right,
On,
but
on
let
left
me
side of his
ask
face.
you a question. As a professional wrestler, do you feel like he could have worked that punt to make sure he didn't hit him so hard?
If I'm honest, I feel like it was like, I want you to hit me as hard as you can. I
Yeah,
reckon that was part of it. And then you hit him, and it was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. That's
yeah.
how I see it happening. I can't see them like pulling it. I will say though, there's probably a good chance, and obviously his eye was bad, but Cody being Cody, I'm pretty sure there was additional makeup for the Monday, just so it looks worse. That seems like something that they would do. And in fact, I'm pretty sure he did that when Travis Scott hit him as well. So
Yeah,
He
but
did that with
they
his
did
he
no,
did
but
that with
they
his
did
bloody
film they
tattoo.
did yeah, but they did film him backstage like immediately after it happened, and you could see his eye was like mangled, like
yeah,
straight away.
it was, but I feel like they've make it look more devastating by adding makeup. Personally, yeah, and it looked like it on Raw as well. And you know, they're workers, man. They're workers. They believe in kayfabe, so why they wouldn't? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually seen the kick yet
Yeah, you
fully
gotta
because I
watch
think
that,
it's
bro.
down. So
There's
I
footage
need
out
to
there.
watch
It
it.
looks brutal.
Proper.
It looks brutal, man. And I think it's kind of a to me it comes across a bit amateur if I'm honest, man. That's WrestleMania. You're the most like Randy Orton is the most professional of professional wrestlers, considering how long he's been doing this, man. He didn't have to put he could have made it look good and not
I,
really booted him in the
I,
head.
I don't like if you went with everything you can with a kick to someone's skull like that, yeah, they're dead. So I do think Cody said hit me as hard as you fucking can in a way, but not if he did, he's dead. Um, I think they try. I honestly think it might have just been a bit of a mistake, or Cody lent in a bit more than he thought he could have. Like, I think it was an unexpected outcome. I don't really fault the wrestlers completely. It could have just been one of those things, and he doesn't do the punch so often as well. And
Maybe
also just to
maybe
the
he lent
wrestling
in a
fan,
little bit as
mm,
well in that. But yeah, who knows?
Cody's a
that
tough
too.
dude, man. Cody's
Huh?
a tough dude. They can play that into the storyline now and drop this upon them. Just
Yeah.
just for that reason, man. They can play that into the storyline. It's true. We mentioned Cody coming into the cell with his chest all bruised up and all sorts. The
Mm,
man's tough, boy. The
yeah.
man is tough.
All right. Cool.
Mega powers, yeah.